Hello, hello. Just sitting here next to my window in the bedroom, surrounded by eldritch evils, among other things. Well, I think that's enough people to start. So, where is that first poem I was looking at? Oh, yeah, I found this little poem by Mary Shelley. And I love Frankenstein. It's one of my favorite books. Mary Shelley did not write a lot of poems, but there are a couple you can find if you search on the web. Wish there was a way I could put Cthulhu on my shoulder. Oh, come to me in dreams, my love. I will not ask a dearer bliss. Come with the starry beams, my love, and press mine eyelids with thy kiss. 'Twas thus, as ancient fables tell, love visited a Grecian maid, till she disturbed the sacred spell, and woke to find her hopes betrayed. But gentle sleep shall veil my sight, and Psyche's lamp shall darkling be, when, in the visions of the night, thou dost renew thy vows to me. Then come to me in dreams, my love. I will not ask a dearer bliss. Come with the starry beams, my love, and press mine eyelids with thy kiss. Ah. Complete works of John Keats, which sadly do not fill a very large book, because he was very young when he died. My favorite poet, because I think of Shakespeare as a playwright first and a poet second. So, with that caveat, I think John Keats is probably my favorite poet, with also the caveat that I haven't read a ton of poetry compared to prose. O goddess, hear these tuneless numbers, rung by sweet enforcement and remembrance dear, and pardon that thy secrets should be sung, e'en into thine own soft-conscied ear. Surely I dreamed to-day, or did I see the winged Psyche with awakened eyes? I wandered in a forest thoughtlessly, and on the sudden, fainting with surprise, saw two fair creatures, couched side by side in deepest grass beneath the whispering roof of leaves and trembled blossoms, where there ran a brooklet scarce espied. Mid hushed, cool-rooted flowers fragrant-eyed, blue, silver, white, and budded Tyrian, there lay calm-breathing on the bedded grass, their arms embraced, and their pinions too, their lips touched not, but had not bade adieu, as if disjoined by soft-handed slumber. And ready still past kisses to outnumber, at tender eye-dawn of Aurorian love, the winged boy I knew. But who wast thou, O happy, happy dove, his Psyche true? O latest born and loveliest vision far of all Olympus' fated hierarchy, fairer than Phoebe's sapphire regent star, or Vesper, amorous glowworm of the sky, fairer than these, though temple thou hast none, nor altar heaped with flowers, nor virgin choir to make delicious moan, no lute, no pipe, no incense sweet, from chain-swung censer teeming, no shrine, no grove, no oracle, no heat of pale-mouthed prophet dreaming. O brightest, though too late for antique vows, too late for the fond believing lyre, when holy were the haunted forest boughs, holy the air, the water, and the fire. Yet even in these days so far retired, from happy pieties thy lucent fans, fluttering among the faint Olympians, I see and sing by my own eyes inspired. So let me be thy choir, and make a moan upon the midnight hours. Thy voice, thy lute, thy pipe, thy incense sweet, from swinged censer teeming, thy shrine, thy grove, thy oracle, thy heat of pale-mouthed prophet dreaming. Yes, I will be thy priest, and build a fane in some untrodden region of my mind, where branched thoughts, new grown with pleasant pain, instead of pines shall murmur in the wind. Far, far around those dark clustered trees fledge the wild rigid mountains, steep by steep, and there by zephyrs, streams, and birds and bees the moss-lain dryads shall be lulled to sleep. And in the midst of this wide quietness, a rosy sanctuary will I dress, with the wreathed trellis of a working brain, with buds and bells and stars without a name. With all the gardener fancy air could feign, who breeding flowers will never breed the same. And there shall be for thee all soft delight that shadowy thought can win, a bright torch and a casement ope at night, to let the warm love in. Again, that was Ode to Psyche by John Keats. God of the golden bow, and of the golden lyre, and of the golden hair, and of the golden fire, charioteer of the patient year, where slept thine ire, when like a blank idiot I put on thy wreath, thy laurel, thy glory, the light of thy story, or was I a worm, too low crawling for death? O Delphic Apollo, the thunderer grasped and grasped, the thunderer frowned and frowned, the eagle's feathery mane for wrath became stiffened, the sound of breeding thunder went drowsily under, muttering to be unbound. Oh, why didst thou pity? And for a worm, why touch thy soft lute till the thunder was mute? Why was not I crushed, such a pitiful germ, O Delphic Apollo? The Pleiades were up, watching the silent air. The seeds and roots in the earth were swelling for summer fare. The ocean, its neighbor, was at his old labor, when who did dare to tie like a madman thy plant round his brow, and grin, and look proudly, and blaspheme so loudly, and live for that honor, to stoop to thee now, O Delphic Apollo? Here's one of the great Keats classics. La Belle Dame Sans Merci. Oh, what can ail thee, knight at arms, alone and palely loitering? The sedge has withered from the lake, and no birds sing. Oh, what can ail thee, knight at arms, so haggard and so woe begone? The squirrel's granary is full, and the harvest done. I see a lily on thy brow, with anguish moist and fever dew, and on thy cheeks a fading rose fast withereth too. I met a lady in the meads, full beautiful, a fairy's child. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wild. I made a garland for her head, and bracelets too, and fragrant zone. She looked at me as she did love, and made sweet moan. I set her on my pacing steed, and nothing else saw all day long, for sidelong would she bend and sing a fairy's song. She found me in the roots of relish sweet, and honey wild, and manna dew, and sure in language strange she said, I love thee true. She took me to her elfin grot, and there she wept and sighed full sore, and there I shut her wild, wild eyes with kisses for. And there she lulled me asleep, and there I dreamed, oh, woe betide, the latest dream I ever dreamt on the cold hillside. I saw pale kings, and princes too, pale warriors, death pale were they all. They cried, La Belle Dame Sans Merci, thee hath in thrall. I saw their starved lips in the gloam, with horrid warning gaped wide, and I awoke and found me here, on the cold hillside. And this is why I sojourn here, alone and palely loitering, though the sedge is withered from the lake, and no birds sing.